Hey everyone, it's me again. I know it's been a while since my last stream because I was on a little bit of a break. I meant to come back last week, but I foolishly made plans, and like a doofus, I didn't learn from my mistakes last week, so I made plans yesterday. But I kind of wanted to adjust the stream because you guys have been asking for it. Hey Shayna, welcome. You guys have been asking for it again and again, wondering what I was doing instead of streaming. So here you go. I'm back on the air and ready to go. So I'm gonna wait a couple for. Hey, Ma, you made it. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to see who shows up, at a better audience, and then I'll get right to it. I'm really excited about this one. This one I've been reading the reviews on, and I think it's going to be a really good one. So I'll be describing it a bit later. But this one is called Pi Lo Chun. This one is a green tea from the Jiangsu province of China. I'm really excited about starting this. So with you guys watching, I'm going to go ahead and set up the water at least. This one, since it's a green tea, once again, it's going to be at 180 degrees warmth, and I'm going to steep it for about three minutes because it's once again it's a more delicate leaf because it's a green one. So I'm going to waste no time because I'm excited about this one, and I'm going to open it right up to give you my first impressions. This is one that I've never smelled, never tasted. I know nothing about this tea. So without any further ado, because I am excited about this one. Okay. Oh, this one, it even looks beautiful. But before I show you guys, let's see what it smells like. Okay, this one is a very, it's definitely a green tea. It's got the vegetal scent to it. But it's very light. Like it's a little perfumey, but not too much. Not as much as jasmine, but it's close up there. So this one's gonna be beautiful. It's kind of like a creamy version of a green tea, if that makes any sense. It's really delicate. So I'm going to pour a little bit out so you guys can see. So take 1 minute while I pull it. There we go. I could use a little bit more. It looks like it's got a very nice texture to it. The colors are really green and white, and it kind of looks like. Well, let me turn around the camera. You can tell it's got like some little spots of white in it. That's probably where the creamy taste comes from. But it's got a nice little. I'm trying to keep it in focus. That's not looking too good. But you can tell by the colors, it's going to be very. It's a darker green with little highlights, and the texture. You can tell the texture is a little bit like. Almost ball-like. Hey Wendy, welcome, you made it. So, let me switch this back. There we go. So as you can see, the texture is gonna be a little bit. It's a little bit tight. So once I put the water in, it's gonna loosen up. It'll look more leaf-like than it does right now. My water is ready, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it out. And I'll start the timer in just a moment. There we go. Okay, so now that it's out of the water, now that it's out of the out of the pouch and under the water, it's going to start steeping and expanding and letting out all that that flavor. I'm assuming it's going to be a creamy flavor to it just by the scent, because it has a very milky kind of context to it, like a smooth scented flavor. So let me see. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Like I said, it's from the Jiangsu province of China. Let's see. It's made from tender buds, gathered and processed. Okay, so this is exclusively done by hand. This is one that once it's picked, it's processed, and it's tied. I guess they like twist it manually, just to I don't know why they do that. It's either for aesthetic view, or it might lock in the flavor better. I don't know, but it's very interesting when I hear that that some teas are processed by hand. It kind of makes you wonder why. I know some of them are just for aesthetics. Others are just for to lock in flavor. This is something that I'd like to look a little bit into, because it looks like it's been processed a little bit. So they describe it as having a perfumey, like I was talking about before. It's a perfumey with a sweet floral and a full body flavor to it, with a slight earthiness. So I'm thinking it's going to have like a little bit of the characteristics of a gunpowder kind of tea, which is very strong blend to it. So we'll see what it how it goes. Oh, it looks like this is actually supposed to be steeped at 2 minutes. Oh, it's a good thing I read that, because I usually do it for about 3. I don't want to over steep it, especially since it smells so nice. I want to get it at that exact kind of flavor, the way that it was meant to be steeped. So let me see. It looks like I'm just about there. I'm going to leave it in for just a little bit longer, because I didn't quite catch when I first did it. So I'll give it another 30 seconds or so. Hopefully that'll not overdo it by too much. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, that's about time. Okay. I hope I didn't leave it in too long, because I know that when you leave it in for too long, it can make it it's a disaster kind of situation here. Okay. Hey Anna, how's it going? Okay, let me just plop this thing here. Now, as usual, I went ahead and pre-sweetened the pot with a little bit of stevia, just to bring out the flavor a little bit more. I find that a little sweetness really helps. It makes a difference. Okay, so it's got like a little bit of an earthy flavor. Just that little bit that I got off of the spoon here. I'm going to show you the new texture. You saw before it was a little bit dark. So hopefully you'll be able to see this one. It actually looks like it lightened up a bit. All right, there we go. It's still a little bit dark, but you can see it better. Yeah, there we go. You see that it has unfurled a little bit more. It looks more leaf-like than it did before. It looks like a salad, actually. And it smells really nice. All right, there we go. Okay, now that it's wet, like there's a saltiness to it, kind of like seawater. So I'm thinking it's going to have a nice full body when it comes out. I'm going to go ahead and pour my first cup. Oh, and it looks like it's going to have a really nice green tint to it. You know what, let me move this over a little tiny bit so that you guys can watch it as it pours. There we go. Okay, so it's going to be a very light green. It looks kind of pale. Not your typical green tea, but that's a good thing. Because I try not to stay too typical, you know? Of course, that has blown up in my face on a couple of occasions, but hey, it's the experience that that matters, you know? Okay, it's got like a little bit of a salty scent to the water as well. So this is going to be really nice. Let's go, bottoms up. Oh, that's good. It's got like a very, very light salt taste to it. It's still a little creamy, and it tastes like it's going to be a little bit sweet on its own, but not too sweet, you know? Yeah, and you can tell like the earthiness that comes out of it. Hey, Ralphie, how's it going? That is really good. It's very soothing. It's a classic green tea, but with a bit of a creamy aftertaste. So you get the best of both worlds. Tea bags, yeah, your favorite. You get the best of both worlds. It's not overpowering the way gunpowder can be. Gunpowder you got to be a little bit careful with, because if you leave it in too long, it gets a very heavy taste. What was that? It's infused. The leaves do not remain on top of the water, but yeah, I noticed that. I can only get to many enjoy watching this effect. Only problem is it says see more, and I can't exactly see more at this moment. But I will go back and check out to see what it says. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it didn't quite all stay at the top, so I can see what you're getting at. Now, when it says that it floats down to the bottom of the cup, I'm wondering if it's meant to be steeped in an infuser then, or if it just falls to the bottom and you drink and it stays there. That's something to look into, if that's the kind of tea that it is. I know that some teas are like that, like the mates. Mates are meant to sink to the bottom and you drink it through a filtered straw. Maybe it's similar to this. This is really good. I like it. How many tea bags do I see? Do I use? I don't use any tea bags. I use my loose leaf, so you can adjust how much you want to use. And that's one advantage to not needing tea bags. You can use as much or as little as you want. Get a little taste, and you're good. If you're happy with that, then by all means. You didn't expect a serious answer to that one, did you? But yeah, I got you covered. Because I know my stuff. This one, it kind of tastes like a meal. You know, like kind of like almost a sweet broth. And I like that. I'm wondering. See, now I'm in cooking mode to see if there would be a good tea to use in soup, or maybe a stew. I'll have to talk to Colleen if she's coming in. I'm sure she will eventually, but yeah, she's the one who I was talking about had made that recipe with the mashed potatoes and the meat. The steak and stuff like that. I've talked to a couple people about it. and she sent me the recipe, and it looks phenomenal. So first chance I get, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, it's kind of got like a meal taste to it, and already, oh wow, like I've only had maybe half a cup, and I'm kind of filled. Now they say that green tea is good to suppress your hunger, and this is really evident of it. Says it absorbs the fragrance from the fruit trees nearby. I can see that. Yeah, it's got kind of like a it's very fragrant, very floral, and I can see that there's like a slight tinge of citrus to it, or at least citrus flower. You know, it's very perfumey. I wonder if it's the same with jasmine, if that's what if it absorbs the sense of its surroundings. That would be interesting if it did. I would love to be like a jasmine tea expert, because that's like one of my top favorites. Oof, my God, this thing, it's, I mean, I did have a little something to eat before this, but that was an hour ago. I should not be filled this much already, you know? For those of you that know me, I can eat. So it seems to be suppressing my appetite a little bit, making me very, very full already. Oof. It's going to be one of those teas that's going to put me to sleep, I swear. And the cooler that it gets, now that it's starting to cool off a little bit, I'm noticing that the cooler that it gets, the more green it starts to taste. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like a on the side of jasmine or the side of gunpowder, because it's kind of like teetering that that line. I'm thinking and I'm hoping that it falls more on the jasmine side, but so far it's very light, very tasty. I want to see how it tastes when it's iced. That's going to be something that I want to work with. Probably, I'm going to bring some. I'm going to bring some to work for sure. This stuff is really good, and I'm going to share it. So Nicole, if you don't get to see this beforehand, you're in for a surprise. You're gonna like this one. And whoever happens to come by, I'm going to send them a little bag. Okay, so I'm going to open up the floor. Any questions? Hey, Michelle, how's it going? You just missed the opening. I'm doing Pi Lo Chun today. It's really good. It's very floral, very sweet. It's something that I highly recommend. I know I talk a lot about it, but does it have the little white hair? Not that I could see. White hair is more towards white teas. Like Silver Needle, more like what is that flower? Oh, I'm forgetting, but it's got like the little white hairs on it. There's a bud that's like that. I forget what it's called. I don't know if that's used in tea though. I've seen it out in the wild, and I've seen it. It's supposed to have a downy white hair. Maybe that's one of those white pieces. You know what? Let me. I'm gonna dig a little bit, see if I can find one of those white pieces. Oh, almost. Oh, now that's a surprise. It actually does. It's not on the green one. The green one... Oh, this is probably not going to work. But the green one doesn't have it. The white one does. Yeah, it's going to be out of focus. You're not going to be... Oh, wait, there we go. So you can see by that little round part, the bulbous thing. That's where the white hairs are. Hey Val, how's it going? There we go. You came in while I was looking for gray hairs. But that's very surprising. I didn't notice it. Thanks for pointing that out. Because I would have completely missed it altogether. But I think that accounts for part of the light taste. It's kind of like I'm wondering if it's got like the same kind of not benefits. What's the characteristics? I guess as like a cotton kind of taste. Because I know that jasmine has that sometimes, depending on how it's processed, and that has a similar flavor. Silver needle has a similar flavor. So I'm wondering if that's a characteristic of the white hair and the softness. I mean, maybe if a cotton plant was edible, it would have the same thing. I don't know. And I'm not talking about the cotton flower itself, but I know that the outside kind of has those little white hairs, so it's possible. Whew. Oh, this stuff is stuffing me already. That. Oh, time for a refill. I'm going through this really fast. Faster than normal. That's either a really good thing or a really bad thing, because I don't want to finish too soon. But it looks like that might be what happens tonight. There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to be finished way too fast. So, I'm opening up the floor. You guys have any questions? Anything you want to talk about? Just tea related? I'm open. Uh-oh, looks like I made a little bit of a mess. I'm going to clean that up. I dropped that one green tea leaf. I thought I got it in the package, but I guess not. Ooh, anyway. Oh, I'm starting to get a little bit sweaty. There's a nice breeze coming through, but it's not really strong, so I'm on the opposite side of the room. I'm not getting much of it. Oh, wow. Yeah, so the saltiness is starting to come out a little bit more now that it's cooling off. I'm thinking that if you let it cool off too much, it's gonna move from the jasmine end to the gunpowder end. I mean, not that it's gonna be a bad thing. I prefer jasmine, but I like gunpowder too, so I'm not really losing out. But I wonder how that'll affect the taste if it's cold. That's something that I'll have to do to find out. So, you guys have any questions, any comments? Hey, Kara, how's it going? Coming at you're coming a little too late. I'm already halfway through. Oh, actually more than halfway because I already got my refill. If I could cook with it, since it's on the salty end, like it did have the qualities of a broth, a little bit, maybe a vegetable soup, or maybe a salsa. That might be interesting to have this kind of flavor inside of a salsa sauce. I'll have to look into that, because I don't know if you could actually incorporate salsa. I mean, water into a salsa. But we'll see. Yeah, better late than never is true. Then again, if you come in way too late, you would have missed it all altogether. I know that I'm not getting a whole lot of people today because I usually don't do Saturdays, and it's for this reason. Not a whole lot of people are going to be available. But I kept putting it off, not on purpose, mind you, but I wanted to get back on the horse before it got too late, and I got in the habit of procrastinating. So that's going to be really easy to keep saying, "Oh, next week," and then it never happens again. Excuse me. That's something that I want to avoid because I really do enjoy doing this. Oh, wow, this has really stuffed me. Like, I am feeling the effects more than I thought I should. And this is it's never been an issue with me before. Having a dinner and then going on. Hey, Sarah, welcome. Snacks to go with it. I would say maybe some crackers. Maybe, because the saltiness would complement the crackers very well. Hey, howdy. The saltiness of the crackers, and the saltiness of the tea, I think would go well together. Maybe something sweet like a caramel. That might be interesting too. I don't know for sure. I'm siding more on this on the side with crackers though. Oof. Wow, that's really good. Like, it's settling in my stomach, and I don't know. If you're hungry, have some tea. This will fill you up. Like, for real. I'm already, like, I feel like I could just vacation from here on in, Caramel, exactly. Caramel coated. And that's coated with a K. Oof. Oh my god, this is it is really stuffing me. Like, I was not expecting it. This is probably like a really heavy green tea plant. Like 6 cups of the tea tasting. Actually, that feeling that I got was not as bad as this. Because if you guys didn't know, I went to a tea tasting last week. Had a blast. I love doing tea tastings, and I want to do it more often. I want to get people to go with, so that they can experience it too. And I always talk about it, inviting others. So yeah, that's something that I want to do more often. And while the summer's going, I might squeeze in one more. You never know. Am I uncomfortably full? I wouldn't say I'm uncomfortably full. It's more like after Thanksgiving, I'm ready for my nap kind of full. You're just like, that kind of a thing. Yes, absolutely. Go again. We'll go again. Bring more people. Just spread the word. Be like, this is what goes on. This is some amazing fun that you can have. Because honestly, I did it twice already, and it's really fun. It's really educational, and you get to just hang out and talk to people and really just share about your experiences, your impressions of the tea. And it's really about the fellowship. It's really about gaining knowledge and sharing ideas and talking about it and absolutely just being immersed in the experience itself. Like it's a beautiful thing. I highly recommend it. If you're ever in town, let me know. I'll take you myself. Yes, sleepy baby full. That sounds about right. Like I'm mellow right now, and that's great because this has very low caffeine. I was hoping that that it wouldn't get me wired because all of last week I wasn't sleeping very well, so getting to drinking caffeine was not going to help me. But this is actually like a really nice feeling. It would have been, had I worked today, it would have been a really great way to sort of like to mellow out, to relax after, unwind. That's the word I was looking for. So this one for green tea. Green teas are usually a pretty good amount of caffeine. So this one, well, it says it's a moderate level. So I guess it's not enough to like really pack a punch, which is good. I think that this would make a really great evening tea. Oh. And then the more that I drink it, the more. Yeah, it's now that it's cooler, I'm noticing that it's not going past the threshold that gunpowder goes. You can still taste the sweetened creaminess of it, which is good because gunpowder when it's cold is awful. I don't like it when it's cold because it tastes like water. Hey Demi, what's up? It's when gunpowder is cold, it basically tastes like salt water, and it's just not my cup of tea. Ha, pun intended. But it's good, and I've been noticing when you make peppermint iced and you add a little bit of cream to it, I highly recommend that. That's something that I've been doing lately, and it's really good. I've also been incorporating some jasmine in it, some jasmine, peppermint, and cream. Absolutely wonderful. Oh yeah, there you go. GOT tomorrow. I just absolutely. I didn't even put two and two together. This is more like a green walker, though. Oh, this is actually slightly refreshing. Not as refreshing as like a peppermint, but it's pretty good. I'm liking it. As you can see, because you know that I don't normally drink tea this fast, because I get wrapped up in conversation and going off on my tangents. But this is actually like it's so good, I don't want to put it too far away from me. Okay, I'm putting it down for the next couple seconds because I know I'm gonna reflexively is that a thing? I don't know. By reflex, I'm going to pick it up again in a minute or two. Oh yeah, it's filling. So, anybody else got questions, comments, any opinions? Yep, I reached out again. Well, it looks like I'm going to be cutting this one a little bit short. I'm like stuffed and I'm already finished. Well, mostly finished. I think I have like one sip left. Here we go. There we go. Now I'm finished. Oh boy. So I'm gonna call it a night. Now, just so you know, next week I'm most likely going to do this. I'm going to try to get it on time. Might be a little bit late. We'll see. But I'm going to have a special guest coming over. He's a coworker of mine who's driving in from Ohio, and we're going to hit up the Pokemon Festival on Saturday. So he's going to be bunking over here, and I figured, why not? My first special guest. We're going to do a... it sounds like it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a melonberry tea. Melonberry green, I believe. I'll check it out and send the details later. But from how it sounds, it's going to be amazing. Because it's got melons and berries. So, can't go wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and bid you all a good night. Thanks for showing up, and as usual, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to this one onto the comments section, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Have a great night.